5 back on the floor. That's our Y here. Look at this. And that's a charge. Palmer. Oh, boy.
From a very loud, a very emotional Chesborough Fieldhouse, Channel 6 Sports presents IHSA Sectional Basketball. The Larkin Royals versus the Hononegah Indians. I'm John Mercure, joined by Paul Lepick. And Paul, this game is going to be a dandy.
It is rocking and rolling already. Very emotional game for the ROCKTON HONONEGAH Indians. If you recall last year in the sectional final, they lost to the Larkin Royals. It was a close ball game. They're looking for revenge tonight.
And there obviously are going to be some big keys in this ball game if Larkin's going to come away with the W and head to the Super Sectional. Go over what those are, Paul.
Well, I call it the 5 S's. First of all, you got to stick with Hoover. He's an excellent shooter, an excellent passer. Got to watch what he does. Got to get a guy from Larkin on him at all times. Step in the passing lanes. Watch Hoover try to anticipate his moves. Look at his eyes. See where he's going with the ball. Sweep the glass. You got to go offensive and defensive rebounds to try to block out Yeager down low. Surging tempo. You got to do the fast breaks. I anticipate Larkin will try to run with it as compared to ROCKTON HONONEGAH, who might want to even stall a little bit. Shoot inside and outside. Larkin, as we know from times past, has a number of weapons. Binion, Simpson, and Brown on the inside. Palmer, Hornock, and Schuler on the outside. It ought to be an excellent ball game. If everything clicks, I think we're going to the Rockford Metro Center.
And the Larkin Royals have really just run people out of the gym the last couple months. I talked to Craig Callahan, the coach of the Hononegah Indians, and he says his team's not shy, and they're going to get out here and they're going to try to run the floor with the Royals. It could be a really high-scoring affair.
They have a record of 21-8 coming in, but you don't get this far on just pure luck, and you don't get this far on just one person. They're going to Larkin. What they're going to have to do is block inside. They have that inside-outside game, and if everything is clicking tonight, I think we got a good ball game tonight.
And we talk about the offense and all the weapons, but defense in the end will probably play the biggest role in determining the outcome of this game.
Larkin is quick on defense. A little times Hononegah is susceptible on defense, especially during fast breaks. I think if Dom Canada and the Larkin Royals can set the tempo, a quick tempo, I think we're in for a good ball game.
And it should be interesting. ROCKTON Hononegah looking for the equalizer. They were knocked out of the sectionals and out of the state tournament here at Chesborough last year by these same Larkin Royals, and it should be a good ball game. I'll be back with Paul Lepick for first half action and the tip-off after this break on Jones Intercable.
If your neighborhood's a little rough, don't get scared, get organized. When neighbors and bullies team up, crime doesn't stand much of a chance. Yeah, so pick up a pencil and write this down. I'll show you how you can help me take a bite out of crime.
Basketball here at Chesborough Fieldhouse. Paul, we spoke earlier about what the keys are for Larkin to come away with the W. Dom Canada told me earlier that it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams feel each other out in the early going.
Yeah, there's always going to be butterflies in a sectional final game, so you allow that one quarter to try to get your act together. But I think Larkin right now has a little bit more weaponry than ROCKTON Hononegah. I know the coach for ROCKTON doesn't like to have people call them a one-man team, but as Ryan Hoover goes, so does ROCKTON Hononegah. That's been the 21-8 record so far. The teams that have shut down Ryan Hoover have shut down ROCKTON Hononegah.
And there you have a look at who the starters are going to be for the Indians. Right now they're introducing the other players on the team. As they do in so many of these big games, they'll proceed to introduce all the players. But there you have a look at the different guards, forwards, and Justin Yeager in the middle, who will start for these Hononegah Indians.
Now you're seeing the reserves, as you said, John, come out here. A lot of these guys are very, very excited to be back, not only here at Chesborough, but to even be this far in the championship tournament.
And all year, Craig Callahan told us this is what they strive for. A lot of these kids were on the team last year that lost to these Larkin Royals by 5 points in the sectional final, and they had a bunch of goals before the year. One of them was to get to this sectional game once again, but they had a bigger goal. It was to come in here and win this game and go on to the Sweet 16, and they have a chance to do that this evening.
Well, last year, Hononegah lost to Larkin 69-57, and they want to avenge that loss as much as they can.
And the Hononegah fans making a little bit of noise over there. There you see the reserves gathering up. Some of those guys will come off the bench pretty early.
It's another thing, too, I think Dom Canada said earlier, is the fact that they have a much, much deeper bench. Here we go with the starting lineup for Rockton Hononegah. That's Ryan Hoover coming out. He's a 6'2 senior guard. You'll be hearing his name a lot tonight. The other guard, number 23, John DeVries, a 5'11 senior. By the way, Hoover is going to join John McLeod and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Quite a good young ball player.
One forward, Jeff Bonnell, 6'3 senior. The other forward coming out, number 31, Ryan Fritsch, a 6'2 senior. So basically 4 out of their 5 starters will be gone at the end of this year. And here's the big man in the middle, 6'8", and a junior. So he's coming back next year, folks. Justin Yeager. And one of the things that Larkin's going to have to do is to block him out. They have a number of weapons down low to do that and to clear the boards.
And the Hononegah Indians ready, and now it's time to introduce the Larkin Royals. First, they'll bring out their reserves. And as has become a tradition in high school basketball, the Hononegah fans hold up the newspaper as if they're bored as they introduce the members of the Larkin Royals.
We were sitting next to the sports writer for the Chicago Tribune, and he was very ecstatic because our fans on this side held up the Tribune while Hononegah was being introduced.
There's a look at Jason Sellers. And here's a guy that comes off the bench, but will see a lot of playing time. Coach Canada very hot about Sharik Simpson.
Very quick on the fast break.
And as they introduce the reserves for the Royals, it's probably critical to point out that one of the strengths of this Larkin team is that they go so deep. They will run 9 or 10 guys regularly, whereas most high school teams run with probably 6, 7, maybe 8 guys. Larkin not scared to use 10 throughout the contest, whether it's a close ball game or a blowout.
And number 30, Greg Ziesmer, you saw introduced earlier. He's a banger inside. He'll clear the boards for you. One of the guys that's going to go up against Yeager. Here's Kendrick Thomas. Kendrick, the 6th man off the bench. It's either him or Simpson that's going to come off the bench as number 6.
He's one of the guys they love. He's going to see some of that duty against Ryan Hoover. We were told they will mix it up. A little bit of Simpson, a little bit of Schuler, a little bit of Thomas. They'll try to keep a fresh body on him.
Well, that's one of the things you want to, keep them confused a little bit. But you know that they're going to have to keep a guy on him at all times.
And here's Casey Wagner, a perennial crowd favorite. Doesn't get a lot of playing time.
All right, let's introduce here the starting lineup for the Larkin Royals. You see it on the screen. Let's start off with the guards. Number 20 is Matt Schuler. He's a 5'10 senior. Kind of having a couple off nights the past couple of games, not getting really into his shooting finesse, but hopefully he'll be on track tonight. The other guard, Greg Hornock, a 6'2 junior. He'll be back.
Hornock plays the point. Did last year, a sophomore year, and they like the way he's progressed.
Sean Palmer can go either way at a guard or at a forward. A little bit of an ankle injury, kind of recovering from the flu, but I think adrenaline's going to take over tonight. He'll be 100% tonight against Rockton Hononegah. Here's David Binion, 6'1 senior, McDonald's All-American.
Mr. Excitement.
And the other forward, Chris Brown, a 6'4 senior. Chris will mix it up inside with Justin Yeager. He's got a tall order on him tonight.
And there is hardly an empty seat here at Chesborough. I see a lot of Elgin High fans here, even some St. Edward fans, even though their team is downstate this evening.
And we'll update you on that, as well as how the Class A tournament is going and Class AA sectional finals throughout the state of Illinois. We'll update you on that as well.
There you see the Indians. They're ready to go. Kendrick Thomas tries to get the crowd to their feet. Approaching the beginning of the first quarter. Somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 people here at Chesborough this evening is what I heard one person estimated at. And this first quarter is really going to tell a lot. Canada knows that they have the people to easily stick with this Hononegah squad, but he says if they get behind early, that could spell trouble for the Royals.
I think the key here is an up-tempo game, and I think David Binion has that in mind. He will try to keep this game up-tempo at all times. The fast break, I think, is going to be a key to this one.
And the Royals will be going to your left. And the tip control by Larkin. Palmer, top of the key. And the 3 off the mark. Brown with the offensive board. Brown out top. Schuler looks to set up the offense. And Schuler cuts to the lane, kicks it back out. And Palmer, Binion lost control of the ball in the lane, tried to pick it back up, was whistled for the travel, and the Indians with their first possession of the night. And the Magic Man, Ryan Hoover, brings the ball up, fronted by Matt Schuler. To Bunnell, inside to Yeager. And Yeager gets on the board early.
Yeager, the big 6'8" center. Somebody's going to have to front him out, not to get that position down low.
Palmer, top of the key. Good look, David Binion, and he thinks he was fouled on the play, but he gets the hoop, and we're tied at 2. Ryan Hoover will have the ball about 80% of the time for these Indians. He's the point guard. And his first 3 off the mark. Inside look, and Fritsch puts in the garbage basket. The Indians up by 2. Binion on the right wing. Schuler. And that one's deep. Once again, Brown controls the offensive board. And the Indians save to Hoover. Looks up court. Thinks better of it.
My.
And that's a 3. Excuse me, they call that one a 2. Hoover taking that jumper off the dribble. Not many guys that can hit it more consistently than he does.
Tell you though, good look inside by Binion. Found Schuler wide open baseline, put it up and got hammered.
Schuler went up strong.
Ball's on Yeager. That's his first personal, team first. So Schuler's going to go to the line. It's a shooting foul. Get 2 shots.
Coach Callahan told us one of the keys will be to keep Yeager out of foul trouble. These Indians don't go too deep off the bench, especially with their big men. Schuler hits the first one. A 64% free thrower on the year. And he gets to the line quite a bit. Binion and Palmer, the only 2 Royals that get to the charity stripe more often than Matt Schuler. And the second one's good. Here comes that Larkin pressure. Hoover looks to go baseline. Misses the inside shot. Yeager, and Binion grabs the rebound. 6-4. Larkin can tie it or go ahead with the long one.
Oh.
Brown, but he gets a board. And Hornock will reset the offense.
Trying to look for a possible backdoor play. Schuler's got the baseline. He got fouled.
And they call the block. Matt Schuler moving well without the basketball.
Foul's going to be on number 25, Bunnell. That's his first, the team's second. Larkin ball out of bounds underneath their own hoop.
Quick inside, David Binion. Ow. Can't get the bucket to go. And Hoover, trouble handling the ball. And the 3 off the mark. Hoover rather cold early on here. Good news for the Royal fans. Quick entry pass, and Brown gets the inside 2. We're tied at 6.
Tell you what, Hoover's relying on their screens to set up for him. He's had a couple of wide open shots.
DeVries hits the 3. DeVries in the three-point competition before this contest. Palmer out top, hand check. Good recognition. Hornock looks to go up. Fight for the ball, and Hoover comes out of there with it. And Bunnell with the easy inside basket. 11-6.
Larkin a little lazy getting back on defense on that one.
As we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first period.
Larkin standing around. They need to move the ball.
And Binion looked for the entry pass to Brown, and that hit the baseline.
Second turnover for Larkin tonight.
And would you say the Royals look a little flat early on, Paul?
They do. They're not moving the ball. There's no movement off the ball, and that's what they've got to do. That's what got them to this stage. They're awfully slow tonight.
And the ball ends up in the hands of Hoover. And you can see those high screens set by Yeager out top, trying to free up Hoover. That's Hornock. Hornock picks it up. He's got David Binion. Oh! David Binion filled the lane nicely, and DeVries commits a foul.
One of the things we said in the pregame was the fact that you have to anticipate the passes, and that time Hornock did. Found Binion. Then you got foul going to the hoop. That foul on DeVries, that's his first, the team's third. Kendrick Thomas in the lineup for Schuler.
And there you see the switch up on Hoover already. Schuler had been fronting Hoover. Binion looking to cut into this 5-point Indian lead. And the first one's good. Binion, a 66% free thrower on the year.
Hopefully this is just first quarter jitters. And Larkin starts playing the way they've been playing second, third, and fourth quarter.
And he gets the roll. Hononegah up by 3 as we approach 3:30 left in the opening quarter. DeVries. Oh! And the block. They're going to whistle a goaltend, it looks like.
It's no goal. It's just a two-shot foul. That's what Hoover wants, is a goaltend, but we're just going to credit Binion with the foul here. That's his first, the team's first.
And there you get a good look at Hoover trying to come off a couple screens from the baseline and had a little trouble over there, but managed to get the ball inside to Yeager.
I thought Hoover traveled when he came over on this near side.
And Yeager hits the first one.
First time that Hononegah's been at the charity stripe tonight. So far, Larkin's 4 for 4 from the stripe.
And that line drive won't go. Binion gathers the rebound. Palmer brings it across the timeline. And a little half-court offense for the Royals. Kendrick Thomas out top. Inside to Binion.
I'll call a reach-in foul on Ryan Hoover. And for Hoover, that's his first, the team's fourth. And Larkin with only one team foul so far, with 3:01 left to go first quarter.
Hornock set to inbound. Inside, Brown. Short jumper in and out. And they're going to get David Binion over the back. Oh, and Ryan Hoover's making some noise out there.
For Binion, that's his second personal, the team's second. Sherrick Simpson into the lineup. Sherrick's going to come in for, let's see, David Binion. Binion grabs a seat.
And Kendrick Thomas with the quick hands. And there's some trash being talked out there. Kendrick Thomas getting a warning.
I think one of the things Larkin thought was that Hoover, when he crossed the timeline, looked like he double dribbled lost his dribble in any case.
And I got to tell you, Hoover is instigating a lot of this. I see him talking a lot of trash. Larkin Royals have to settle down and play their kind of basketball here. Oh! Inside, Palmer gathers a loose ball. He's got Thomas and Brown. Kendrick Thomas on the pretty pass, and we had a collision at midcourt. And they may wave that basket off. We're going to have to see what the call is. The officials clearly, Paul, fighting to retain control of this ball game.
And it's going to be called against Larkin. It's on Sean Palmer, his first, the team's third.
And here comes Ryan Hoover. And Hoover with the ball. 3 on the way. And he hits it. 15-8, the Indians on top.
Got to get somebody in Hoover's face.
Shriek Simpson out top, looks for some room. And he gets the soft roll off the front of the rim. And ball loose on the court.
Oh! Ruled Simpson touched the baseline. Didn't look like it from here.
And the Royals not getting any breaks. Ryan Hoover to inbound, under 2 minutes left in the first period. Hononegah looking to build on their 5-point lead. Inside move and a foul, but the basket won't go. Ryan Fritsch will be at the free throw line. And Larkin really struggling.
That'll be on Sean Palmer again. That's his second, the team's fourth. As you said, Fritsch is going to go to the line. So far, Hononegah 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Fritsch with 2 points thus far tonight.
And Schuler checks back in. And DeVries back in for the Hononegah Indians.
Onderek grabs a seat for the Indians.
And off the mark. And the second one on the way. And that one's good. 16-10. Hononegah by 6. Thomas looks to set up the offense. Simpson to the middle of the lane, and he gets it to fall from about 5 feet. Quick up court pass, Bono. And that won't go. Simpson clears the glass.
Nice play by Simpson, getting back quickly.
Larkin looks to push. Horn with the rainmaker.
Oh my.
Larkin within 2. DeVries breaks the pressure. Looking for help. And they're going to say that Matt Schuler fouled Ryan Fritsch.
Well, Fritsch had the baseline. I don't think Schuler got there in time. Might have touched him on the way going past. For Schuler, that's his first, the team's 5th. Hoover to inbound.
Looking to get it in, and he does, Bono. And DeVries sets the offense. Kendrick Thomas on Ryan Hoover, far side. Hoover thought about it, passed it up. And that's off Ryan Hoover. Kendrick Thomas forces the turnover.
Nice play by Thomas as he stepped right in the passing lane. He saw Hoover break to the hoop, kept up with him.
Kendrick Thomas so quick. He's really making Ryan Hoover work at both ends of the floor.
Unofficially, I have the turnovers even at 3.
Schuler thought about it, takes a jumper, and the ball's still alive. And that's a travel. 2 Hononegah Indians fight over the ball. Looked like DeCaro and Hoover both had their hands on that one. 43 seconds left. Larkin can't tie or go ahead with the tray. Hornock wide open. Inside to Simpson. And that's knocked away. Ryan Hoover takes a glance at the clock. He'll walk the ball up. And the Indian fans come to their feet. There you see the high screen. Schuler on the switch. DeVries off the mark. And it's saved. Ryan Hoover. And that is rejected.
Hello.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Ryan. And Zeismer set to check in for the Royals.
Brown's going to grab a seat.
16 seconds left, first quarter. The Indians up by 2. Rich looking to get it in. DeVries tries a 3, and that won't go. Schuler collects the board. Under 10 seconds left, and we're going to get a foul.
That's on DeCaro, number 33 for Hononegah. That's his first, the team's 5th.
And with 9 seconds left, the Royals will look to send this one to the first intermission, tied. And Hornock. Schuler. Oh! And it won't go. Hoover comes down with the rebound, and that's going to bring us to the end of 1. Ryan Hoover not too happy, claims he was fouled. At the end of 1 quarter, the Hononegah Indians lead 16-14. We'll be back with second quarter action after this break.
In the Army National Guard Infantry, you run, jump, shoot, climb, sweat, and strain the limits of your physical and mental ability. But you learn to seize control of any situation. And that's something that'll make the rest of your life a whole lot easier. An irresistible feeling from the irresistible force. Army National Guard.
These are things that are good for you. Things that people do every day. They become habits, because if they didn't, these things just wouldn't get done. Even something as good for you as saving. Fortunately, there's an easy way to save. Buy U.S. savings bonds through the payroll savings plan at work. Every payday, you save. And the sooner you start, the more you'll save. So make it a habit. Buy U.S. savings bonds.
And a really sloppy first quarter, Paul. Things really got out of control. Both teams were trying to feel each other out. And second quarter action set to begin. Kendrick Thomas has a few words for the official. Hononegah will inbound, up by 2. And DeCaro looking to go the lane. Puts up the awkward shot, but gets it to fall. It wasn't pretty, but it counts.
Yeah.
And now the Indians come with a little bit of pressure.
There you go.
Simpson trapped on the near side. Schuler wide open. And he missed that poorly. Schuler's really been in a little bit of a slump. Kendrick Thomas with the quick hands, a 3-on-1. And they ruled that an offensive foul, and Kendrick really had the 3-on-1 and ran over the defender.
A good call on Thomas. That's going to be his first, team's 6th player control foul.
But that does give the Royals a chance to set up their full court pressure. Palmer back into the ballgame.
Schuler grabs a seat.
And they clear it out for Hoover between the rings. In the corner, guarded by Thomas. Oh, comes off a screen, no call. And a fight for the ball. Simpson gathers. Up to Thomas, and we're going to see how they whistle this one.
Good call, good call.
And Onderak called for the block, didn't give Thomas any room to come down with the ball.
On Onderak, that's his first personal, the team's 6th. So we're even at That's 6 fouls apiece. Larkin inbound.
A very physical ball game.
Now both teams will be in the bonus on the next foul.
Palmer to Thomas between the rings. Inside, Zeismer up strong, and he gets the deuce.
Good play by Greg as he went up strong.
This could be one of those contests that whoever's left standing at the end is declared the winner.
Ooh.
Now, I've seen a lot of bricks. That was a brick.
Now, that's because the Larkin defender was in his face. I think Thomas was that time.
Oh, tough inside pass, and
Good.
they're going to whistle Yeager for the foul.
Sherrick Simpson a little bit too quick for Yeager. Yeager called for the block. That's his second personal, the team's 7th. Thomas at the line for the Simpson rather at the line for the 1-and-1.
And David Binion, quiet early on the bench with 2 fouls. There's a good look at Simpson, the junior. And Simpson hits the free throw.
So far, Larkin perfect from the charity stripe. And there's a timeout on the court.
And as these two teams take a timeout, we will also. We'll be back with more on the Intercable in a moment.
Whoever thought this would happen? Whoever thought a teacher from West Virginia would be teaching a class in Budapest? Good morning. But here I am, part of the first Peace Corps team in Eastern Europe. We're here to help Hungarian teachers learn how to teach English. It's an amazing time to be here. For these people, English is the language of opportunity, and they can't get enough of it.
How are you doing today?
Great. But language isn't the only thing we share. I'm learning Hungarians are a lot like we are. They love their freedom, and they're open to new ideas.
Two words of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
We all have a lot of work ahead of us, but I can't think of any job I'd rather have.
Be part of the future with the Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
And the teams come back out into the second quarter here. Paul, what are some of the other games going on?
Well, number 1, Proviso East, 81-53 over St. Ignatius. They're playing Oak Park in the York sectional. The Leiden sectional, it's Weber against Glenbrook North. Weber with a 64-62 win over Notre Dame. Glenbrook North with a big victory over New Trier.
And Simpson. And Ondrak looks to set the offense. The dish off, and Bonnell off the... And that's going to belong to the Royals.
Well, he got the rebound, but it went off of his hands out of bounds.
And Larkin faced with a little bit of pressure. They break it. Brown across the timeline. Palmer on the outside. Hornock passes up the open jumper. He'll take this one. And it's good. Larkin on top by 1. 19-18 your score. That shot off the mark. And the ball is loose. Hits the ref.
Oh!
Correct. And Hoover gets his pocket pick, but regains possession. And Fritsch hits the wide open jumper.
Well, they could have called a couple of turnovers there, but they chose not to. 4-on-1.
Oh, Brown didn't take it to the hoop. Palmer. Sean Palmer with the tray from the top of the key.
That was nothing but net. If Palmer's hot tonight, watch out.
And Larkin looks to pick up the pace on defense. Yeager ejected. Simpson. And Hornock across the timeline. Back to Simpson. Sean Palmer. Oh! 2. It's a 2. Bottom of the net. Larkin up by 4. The Indians look to answer full court pressure by Hornock and the Royals. Onderak struggles, retains possession. They look for Hoover. Hoover off the mark. And Palmer. Here comes Hornock. Royals looking for some more. Open J.
Look out for a timeout here by Hononegah.
Greg Hornock as Chesborough Fieldhouse explodes. And the Hononegah Indians burn a timeout. Larkin with a little spurt up 26-20, and Craig Callahan was fearful that this type of thing would happen.
I tell you, it's exciting. And right now, I think Larkin's clicking on defense. What they have to do is play within control on defense, not to reach and create some crazy fouls. But they're playing some pretty tight defense, some pretty intense defense.
Why don't you give us some of the rest of that action going around the state, Paul?
All right, at East Aurora, it's Naperville North taking on homestanding East Aurora. East Aurora with a 71-56 win over Downers Grove South. Naperville North a 60-55 victory over Batavia. At Fremd, it's Fremd 63, Glenbrook North 39. So Fremd's going to go on and meet Conant at that sectional. Conant with a 66-64 victory over St. Charles. St. Charles ended their season at 19 wins and 9 losses. Of course, at Rock Island tonight, it's Rockford Boylan, now 27-1, the number 1 seed, taking on LaSalle Peru. The 26-2, the number 2 seed, and the winner faces the winner of this game at the Rockford Metro Center.
And the Hononegah Indians looking to stop the bleeding. They're trying to slow down the momentum of the Royals. On the floor for Larkin, Palmer, Schuler, Brown, Simpson, and Hornock. Hononegah also back with their starting 5. And Fritsch across the timeline. And a poor pass, but gathered in by Bonnell. Hoover, nice look, and the easy basket by Ryan Fritsch.
Fritsch now at 7.
And Larkin up by 4. Palmer between the rings. Inside for Brown. Ooh. A triple give and go. And Brown hits the soft jumper. Good recognition by Matt Schuler.
Boy, but Schuler, though, should have shot a couple of those shots. He had wide open shots there. I'm just wondering if he's second-guessing himself.
And Ryan Hoover looks a little shaken up. He's doing a lot of complaining. And they're going to get Simpson for the reach-in.
Simpson better not show up the ref. The ref looking at him to give him a little bit of a warning. Sherrick got up with a little bit of emotion there for Simpson. That is his first personal.
Hoover is getting banged a little bit out there. Physical ball game here this evening.
Hoover with 5 points tonight. Shooting the 1-and-1.
And that's off the mark. Brown gathers, and we approach 3 minutes left in the first half. Greg Hornock sets the offense. Palmer. Oh. And that's off the mark. Gathered in DeVries, and he looks to bring it up court. Up ahead to Hoover. Nice look. And Bonnell gets it to fall.
A nice play by Hoover. Saw Bonnell open at the baseline.
Larkin ahead by 4. Kendrick Thomas getting set to check back into the ball game for the Royals.
Oh!
Simpson. It looked like he got fouled, then it looked like he traveled, and then he got the 2 points.
Oh, I tell you, talk about a reach-in foul. That was not called.
And DeVries puts it up. Fritsch. And a poor pass gathered in by the Royals. Under 2 minutes, up court. Schuler is fouled on the play.
They're going to call Yeager on the foul, it looks like, and that'll be his third. The big guy in the middle, 6'8". But of course not, they're not going to call that on him. They're going to call it on Hoover, but Hoover, that's his second.
And a little bit about the depth of the Larkin Royals. They put together this spurt, and their big man, David Binion, has been on the bench for that entire period.
Palmer now grabs a seat. Schuler at the line for 2 shots.
There's a good look at the 5'10" senior guard.
Schuler 2 for 2 in the first quarter.
That one won't go. Hornock. Hornock unhappy about something. Schuler gets the second one. Fritsch on the way, off the mark. Fight for the loose ball. And Simpson comes away with it. He'll slow it up, wait for some teammates to help out. Kendrick Thomas, near side. They kick it back to Schuler. Schuler with a tough shot, and he gets it to go down.
Schuler's first basket on the night.
And Larkin extends to their biggest lead of the ball game, up by 9.
Nice play.
And DeVries hits the tray. And there's a foul on the play. Not a smart play by Simpson.
It's the second tray for DeVries. On Simpson, that's going to be his second personal foul.
And this could end up being a 5-point play for the Indians. Zeismer into the ball game for Simpson. And Ryan Hoover will get his first break with 1:13 left in the first half. Danny McLarty, the 5'4" sophomore, checks in for the Indians.
Yes, you said it right, 5'4". Bonnell with the free throw, get another.
And this could really be a big swing for the Hononegah Indians. Bonnell completes the 5-point trip for Hononegah. And the Indians fall back into their loose man-to-man defense.
They've got McLarty on Hornock.
Schuler with the easy jumper. Out court DeVries as we head under a minute left. Fritsch dishes. And Bonnell can't get it to fall. Hornock gathers the rebound. And here come the Royals. Hornock and the Royals look content to play for one. And both coaches rise and give some counsel to their young players. Back to Hornock. He breaks the pressure. And McLarty with the steal. Kendrick Thomas with the quick hands. Up ahead to Brown. Nice spin move on the court. Zeismer can't get it to go. And 1 second left on the clock. The Royals come away empty on that trip. And the court long toss doesn't go. And we come to halftime. A strong second quarter for the Larkin Royals puts them on top at the end of the first half by the score of 35-29. We'll be back to recap the first half stats and have second half action after this break on Jones Intercable WESE TV Sports.
Every woman knows that a good diet, medical care, and exercise can make you look and feel better. It's a good idea at any age. But there comes a time when taking care of yourself is not just for looks. After age 55, a woman's risk of heart attack triples. Find out what you can do today. Call the American Heart Association.
Mom, I'm tired. Can we go home now?
Think about how many times I had fallen. Spirits are using.
All right, and the teams take the court. They're warming up for second half action. A real good, fast-paced first half, Paul, for both squads, really.
Absolutely right. And if we can punch up the graphic here on the halftime stats for you. There we go. With the rebounds, it's Larkin with a 2-rebound edge, 14-12. Turnovers, I think that's going to be a key tonight. And Hononegah has 9 already, whereas Larkin has 5. Free throw percentage, roughly 75% for Larkin, 45% for Hononegah. Field goal percentage, Larkin a little bit better from the field at 40-33. So right now the tempo seems to be switching over to Larkin's way, but if you're a Hononegah fan, that turnover stat there at 9, that's got to be staring at you in the face. And I think a lot of it is due to the intensity of the Larkin defense.
And both teams below their average on the year for field goal percentage. The Royals average about 48% from the field during the regular season. And the Hononegah Indians, Ryan Hoover just unable to get on track. They missed some easy inside buckets. 33% is not where Craig Callahan wants to be, and they're going to have to shoot much better if they're going to catch the Royals down the stretch.
Well, one of the things that we want to do as we got a little bit of time here is to wish the Elgin St. Edward Green Wave a lot of luck as they play the Findlay Falcons downstate tonight. As we tape this broadcast, there were 2 finals down there. Normal University High 55, Sherrard 34. And then Augusta Southeastern, the #1 team in the state right now in Class A, 59-44 victors over Fairfield. Then it was Benton against St. Martin de Porres out of the Chicago Catholic League, and then Elgin St. Edward against Findlay. And Findlay, the #2 team in the state at 28-2, facing the St. Edward Green Wave. So best of luck to the Green Wave and Chris Payne and company.
And Elgin, really a basketball city. The Green Wave have that fine tradition for many years. The Elgin Maroons were a constant threat to go downstate. And now in recent years under Dom Canada, the Larkin Royals putting together a very impressive program, and they're in the thick of it every year. We're set for third quarter action. The Royals will inbound up by 6. Into Schuler, and we're underway in the third quarter. David Binion back into the ball game. Looks to go to the middle, and he's just mugged in there.
They're going to take it over on the side. Out on the side. I don't quite understand what this is all about. Why are they taking it out on the side? Who's the foul on?
If that's where they're going to take it out, there has got to be a foul on the play. The ball didn't go out of bounds.
No. As you said, Binion got mugged.
And I can't believe there was any call that it was a jump ball. But anyhow, we're underway. Well, we'll take it.
We'll take it.
Sean Palmer with the bomb. And Ryan Hoover brings the ball up for the Indians, who trail now by 9.
Palmer leads the Royals now with 8 points.
Justin Yeager gets the easy one.
Yeager with 5.
And Larkin back with all their starters on the floor inside to Binion. Nice move. Double pump, and he gets the inside bucket.
Binion, a low-scoring night. He's got 6, but he spent a lot of that second quarter on the bench. Nice steal.
Brown intercepts. Back to Palmer. And that one won't go. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to get Brown for over the back, I believe.
For Chris Brown, that'll be his first personal, the team's first.
And Fritsch looking to inbound, having trouble getting the ball in. Oh, almost picked off. And now it is by Brown. Ahead to Palmer. Ooh. And Larkin will reset the offense. Hornock shouts instruction. Fronted by Freeze between the rings. As we approach 6.5 minutes left here in the third quarter, inside for Binion.
David!
And he gets a tough one off the glass. David Binion playing inspired basketball. Bonnell down court, gathers and gets the easy one.
Larkin's got to watch that baseball pass. If they're gonna press up front, that baseball pass is open for Hononegah.
Binion in the corner. Palmer looks to drive, loses the ball. DeVries tries to save, but he was out of bounds. There's a good look at John DeVries. Palmer once again fakes the up, looks inside. Oh, Binion! What a pass! David Binion with the no look.
Chris, wide open right side.
Great recognition by the big man.
Thus far, Larkin's outscoring Hononegah 9-4 in this quarter.
Oh, and they give Fritsch the lane. Nobody steps in to help out.
That should have never happened. Somebody blew an assignment.
And Hornock starts up. 44-35, his team on top. And Binion with another impossible type shot. Bonnell looks to save. Fritsch off the mark. Binion gathers the rebound. Matt Schuler kisses the glass. Hononegah's going to have to burn a timeout here before Larkin runs them out of the gym. Up 48-35. Hononegah Indians burn a timeout, and we'll be back after this short break on Jones Intercable.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say.
The power of teaching.
The world won't get no better if we're just
The power to wake up young minds. The power to wake up the world. Teachers have that power. Reach for the power. Teach. I'm Edward James Olmos, and we're recruiting new teachers. Call 1-800-45-TEACH.
A radioactive gas has been found in homes in your area. It's called radon, and it's so deadly, it's the second leading cause of lung cancer.
Here at Chesborough Fieldhouse, Larkin beginning to open up this ball game. Up by 13 points. And Ryan Hoover looking to settle things down for the Indians. Still the pressure from the Royals. Fritsch looks inside for Yeager, picked off by Brown, and the Royals on the attack. Hornock for Binion. Hornock hits the little jumper from the lane.
We were told Larkin's 7 out of 8 this quarter from the field.
And they're up by 15 points. And Brown clears the glass. Schuler between the rings, slows it up a little bit. 50-35 as we approach the 4-minute mark in the third quarter. Palmer gets the shot off. It won't fall, but he's fouled on the play.
Boy, Palmer had that inside position on the left side. Too bad that thing didn't fall. So got the foul here called on number 53, Yeager. That's his third, the team's first, sending Palmer to the line. 2 shots.
Palmer, a pretty good free throw shooter. About 74% on the season.
Kendrick Thomas in the lineup as Schuler's going to grab a seat. Fritsch is going to grab a seat for Hononegah. As Anderlecht is in the lineup.
And he gets the kind roll. Hononegah looking for an answer. The Royals on a roll. And the second one builds the lead to 17 points. And almost another turnover. Sean Palmer on the quick hands.
Larkin's outscored Hononegah 13-6 so far this quarter.
They get it into Hoover.
Ooh.
Thomas goes for the steal, knocks the ball out of bounds. Hoover takes a tumble, and it's a rough night at the office for Ryan Hoover.
Well, I tell you, though, credit Kendrick Thomas. He's trying to anticipate every move that Ryan Hoover has. Nice play.
And Hornock picks it off. And that could have been a travel. Binion gathers back to the middle. And Hornock will set up the offense. Up by 17 are the Royals. Sean Palmer thought about it. David Binion gets a plugging.
Oh!
Thrown to the ground. Brown able to keep it alive. And now Palmer tries to drive. And here comes Hoover and the Indians. Hoover from downtown.
Hoover now with 8 points.
Under 3.5 left.
Second
in the
three
third quarter.
Sorry about that.
And Dom Canada trying to get his Larkin Royals to settle down, play for a good shot as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. David Binion couldn't hook up with Kendrick Thomas.
Unofficially, that's the 7th turnover for Larkin tonight. Hononegah unofficially with 13 turnovers.
And a 14-point margin in this ball game. Ryan Hoover quickly doubled, tries to go baseline. Picked off by Hornock, and he is upset. Ryan Hoover not happy. No call on the play. Inside for Brown, and he gets it knocked away. No look to Palmer, who misses. Fighting for his own rebound. They're going to rule that he stepped out of bounds. No foul called on the play. Kendrick Thomas better be careful. He's going to get the quick tee.
And there's a timeout on the court.
And Dom Canada tries to settle his troops down. He'll take a timeout, and so will we. We'll be back after this break.
Earthquakes, floods, and...
And 2:31 left in the third period. Larkin on top by 14, Paul, and they're doing it with the defense.
Absolutely right, and they're causing a lot of Hononegah turnovers. Hononegah a little winded, a little slow getting back on defense. And that's playing right into the Larkin game plan.
And here they come with yet more pressure. McLarty in the backcourt with Hoover. He's going to bring the ball up. They'll probably try to bring Hoover off some screens. Yeager with the jam. And that's not pretty. It brings the Indians within 12.
Get across.
And McLarty picks it off. They look for Hoover underneath. And Thomas with the rejection. And the Indians will get the ball back.
Thomas blocked it right out of the kid's hand before he even had a chance to shoot it.
And Matt Schuler's going to check back into the ballgame for Kendrick Thomas, who will get a well-deserved rest. Hoover thought about it. That's a tough shot. Ryan Hoover with the off-balance jumper from about 10 feet out.
Fading to his left. Not even fading away.
And the Royals beat the pressure. Hornock between the rings. Schuler. And he's fouled. Onderak.
That'll be an Onderak. That'll be his second, the team's second. Relatively foul-free here in the third quarter. Only 3 fouls called in this third quarter.
And there should have been more.
Yeah.
Looked inside for Binion. McLarty comes out of there with it. Gets it to Hoover. Under a minute and a half left. Hoover dishes. And the foul called. DeCaro went up with the jumper. Doesn't get it to go, but he's fouled.
DeVries is going to come back into the lineup. Foul called on number 52, Chris Brown. That's his second personal, team's second.
Once again, we do apologize for the technical difficulties we're experiencing at this point.
DeCaro at the line. So far in the night, only 2 points on a bucket in the second quarter.
And he can get the Indians back into single digits. Ryan Fritsch back into the ballgame. Justin Yeager to catch a quick breather. Once again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We are working on getting them fixed for you as soon as possible. We'll continue to bring you the play-by-play, kind of a radio version, if you will. Oh! Binion lost control going up, and Hononegah comes out of there with it, down by 9. DeVries from the corner. Can't get it to go. Fritsch with the rebound. And they're going to whistle Hornock for the foul, and this place is jumping now. The Hononegah Indian fans letting their voice be heard.
Well, Fritsch stepped in front of Hornock. Hornock reached around him. That'll be his first personal, the team's third.
There, a look at Greg Hornock. As we go under 1 minute left here in the third period, Hoover for the three. Greg Hornock fouled as he tries to cross the timeline.
That foul is going to be called on number 13, McClarty. That is his first personal, the team's third. Hornock will inbound it at the timeline.
Schuler looks for help, gets it to Hornock. Simpson. Easy two on the inside, and Larkin back up by 11 and some more pressure.
Sherrick with 9.
Hoover across the timeline. Tries to set the offense. McClarty out top, guarded by Hornock, looks for Hoover. And McClarty on the near side. Fritsch back to DeVries as we go under 10 seconds left.
Oh!
And David Binion sends it packing.
Unbelievable. That was a skyscraper of a shot, and Binion went all the way up with it and got it on the way up.
Binion on the rejection. Hononegah to inbound. 5 seconds left in the third quarter. And Kendrick Thomas trying to get back into the ball game for the Royals.
Schuler's going to come out.
Larkin up by 11. Hoover, the quick three, nothing but the bottom of the net. And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. With the Larkin Royals up by 8, 54-46. We'll be back with action from the fourth quarter following this break.
My daddy went to the hospital today. My mother said his heart is sick. He says it won't be long until he comes back. I hope he gets well soon because I miss him very much.
What heart disease can mean is leaving home one day and never coming back. You can help prevent heart disease. We can tell you how.
I'll make dinner soon, Princess. Just let me rest.
The simple act of shopping for food used to leave this woman too tired to even eat. Who do you turn to when you're all alone? She got help through a volunteer shopping program for the elderly. They got help from the United Way. All because the United Way got help from you. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
And we're back. This quarter will determine who goes on to the Super Sectional at the Rockford Metro Center. The Royals come out on top 54-46.
In that quarter, Larkin outscored Hononegah 19-17 to maintain that 8-point lead.
Ryan Hoover and the Indians trying to make one more push. Bonnell hits the jumper from about 8 feet out.
Bonnell with 10.
Bonnell also had 10 in that Elgin game in the sectional semifinal. Thomas out top. Simpson. Yes! I'm not sure Dom Canada liked that choice of shot, but Simpson hits it.
Well, Simpson with 11.
And DeVries finds Hoover. Gets it blocked by Thomas.
Oh.
And we'll see what the call is.
I'm going to get it on Kendrick.
And this is the thing in high school basketball that drives me crazy. The official on the far side of the court blows the whistle. There's a guy 2 feet from where the infraction took place, and he didn't see it.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't see it either. I didn't see Kendrick hold on to Hoover, but for Kendrick, that's his second personal, the team's fourth.
They look inside. Hornock breaks it up and then slows it up. Sean Palmer can't get it to go. And then they're going to get Palmer on the foul. Tried to wrap Fritsch up.
For Palmer, that's his third personal, the team's fifth. Sean should have just went up straight to the hoop. If he gets clobbered, he gets clobbered. He had a wide open shot, but by the time he put the fake on, the defenders were there.
And Larkin with the full court pressure as we go under 7 minutes left. Thomas goes for the steal. Hoover with control.
Oh.
And Thomas and Binion converge on Hoover as he slammed to the ground.
And Ryan's a little slow getting up. Just looking to see if his arm is still connected to his shoulder. As Kendrick's going to grab the foul. Kendrick, that's his third personal.
Kendrick's had a tough assignment tonight, and thus far he's really held Hoover in check.
It's the team's sixth.
Gets it in, and Fritsch with the easy basket. Nice pass by Hoover. That brings Hononegah within 6.
Nobody watched Fritsch coming down the lane.
Brown set to check back in. Inside Simpson, nice move. And with the left hand, he kisses it off the glass. 58-50, Larkin on top. Hoover stumbles, ball loose. Here comes Simpson, he's got Palmer.
Oh.
And he leads him too far.
It's the 12th turnover for Larkin tonight. Simpson's going to come out.
In last year's ball game, sectional final, Hoover had 26 points and was 7 of 15 from three-point range. Not the same kind of numbers tonight.
No, he's not. He's got 13 points on the night, and he's only got 3 three-pointers.
McLarty gets it into DeVries. Back to McLarty. And through the hands of Justin Yeager, another turnover.
Well, that's the 16th turnover against Hononegah.
And Hoover catching a little time on the bench.
Simpson back in as Palmer's going to grab a seat for Larkin.
Hoover and Bonnell sit for the Indians. They rest up for one last shot at these Larkin Royals. Nice look to Simpson! Oh, and they're going to call it off.
Oh, traveling.
Oh, they whistle a travel.
I didn't see the travel either.
I didn't either, my friend. That was a great pass by David Binion. Simpson not credited with the bucket. Larkin up by 8. And Fritsch gets it to McLarty. Yeager, they'll let him take that all day. Brown with the rebound. And here comes Matt Schuler up ahead, David Binion. Simpson flashes to the post. And Brown. Here come the Indians. Oh. And that's going to be a whistle on the play. What are they calling this?
I think they called a foul at half court.
This officiating, I'm really having a hard time understanding.
For Schuler, that's his second personal. Puts the team over the bonus. Hononegah at the line. 1-1. Ticky-tacky foul right at the half-court line.
And there you saw Dom Canada. He's trying to figure out this game, too. He thought he came to a basketball game this evening.
Yeah, it really makes it difficult on the players because the players try to adjust to the referee's style of calling. Well, they haven't called the tough stuff, so you figure, well, they're going to allow the little ticky-tacky stuff, and then you get this ticky-tacky foul going here. Makes it difficult for the players.
Ondrak hits them both. And that moves the Indians to within 6. Ryan Hoover back in the ballgame. On the floor for Larkin. Hornock, Schuler, Simpson, Binion, and Brown. DeVries, Hoover, Fritsch. DiCarlo and Yeager on the floor for the Indians. And the Larkin fans rise to their feet. They know they're in the home stretch. Picked off there by DiCarlo. DeVries wide open, but off the mark. And Simpson collects, slows it down, back to Hornock. Hornock to Simpson. Under 5 minutes left. Canada counseling some patience in this situation. And the Royals content to take their time and play for a good shot. And now Canada wants a timeout. He doesn't get it. Play continues. And now, finally, Simpson gets the attention of the ref and calls the timeout. 4:30 left in this fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break and be back to take you down the home stretch. IHSA sectional basketball here on Channel 6, back after a break. And we're back. 4:30 left in this final period. Paul Lepic with John Mercure. What do the Royals have to do to hold on?
Well, I think they just have to play some great defense. You know the ball's going to go to Hoover. Just keep fronting Hoover. And keep those passing lanes occupied. And I think we got a winner.
And the Royals now look content to take their time, play for a good shot. And Hoover picks it off, takes it into a 1-on-2. And he's fouled by Schuler out on the floor.
For Schuler, that'll be his third personal foul. It's going to send Hoover to the line. For Hoover, he's 0 for 1 from the charity stripe tonight.
Sean Palmer checks back into the ballgame for the Royals.
Sherrick Simpson grabs a seat. It's one luxury that Larkin has. They have a deep bench.
Ryan Hoover is the leading scorer for these Hononegah Indians in 24 of their 29 ball games thus far this year. And a second free throw on the way. Hononegah within 4.
They come with the three-quarter court press.
Oh, and Ondrak with the foul.
Ondrak, that's his third personal. That's only the 14th foul. They have some fouls to give here. 3 to be exact, so look for them to use those 3 fouls when they can.
Larkin with their starting 5 back on the court. Hornock looks for help. Gets it to Brown. We go under 4 minutes left in this ball game. Inside for Hornock, guarded by McLarty. He draws the mismatch. Brown back out to Binion. Schuler thought about it, looks baseline. And Onderak going to get called for another foul.
That'll be the 15th foul. That's Onderak's 4th personal. Onderak saying that he pushed him down with his elbows, but not in the eyes of the ref.
Palmer for 3. Off the mark. David Binion with the rebound. No, they say the basket won't go. Ryan Hoover committed the foul out on the floor, I believe.
Yeah, got him before the shot as David was going down the lane. For Hoover, that's his 3rd personal foul, the team's 6th, so they're going to inbound it. It's not a shooting foul. They're going to inbound it underneath the Larkin basket.
And the next foul committed will put Larkin into the bonus.
Bonnell back in the lineup for Hononegah.
Larkin up by 4, 3:32 left in this contest. The winner to go on to Rockford. David Binion, tough shot, can't get it to go. And here comes Ryan Hoover. Fronted by Matt Schuler. Yeager sets the pick. Hoover for 3. Short. And Palmer was fouled on the play, not called. And Hononegah within 2. And Bonnell goes for the steal and knocks it out of bounds.
Schuler telegraphed that pass to Palmer.
And Palmer holding his arm a little bit. He says he was fouled on that previous series of plays. And Hornock has the ball, fronted by DeVries. Sean Palmer, the inside position. Oh boy, Sean Palmer gets mugged. No call. Ryan Hoover brings the ball up. The Larkin fans beside themselves. Hoover looking for help. Gets it to Yeager. As we approach 2.5 minutes left in this ball game. Yeager out top. Binion gives him room. Hoover for 3. No, it won't go. Sean Palmer collects the rebound.
Try to set screens for Hoover. That time he had it from the corner.
He had the wide open jumper. Palmer from the corner. Settles for Hornock up top. David Binion. Yeah! No! And they're not going to count the basket.
David's wondering what it takes. They're going to call it on 53. Yeager, that's his 4th personal. Oh, David's going to the line anyway for the 1-and-1, but David wants to know, how can you not call a shooting foul on that one?
Wow. And I'm not one to criticize the officiating too often, but this is a travesty of justice at Chesborough Fieldhouse. Binion hits the first one.
Kendrick Thomas back in the lineup as Schuler grabs a seat. There's Kendrick. Looking over to the bench. Getting some instructions as Binion for his 2nd shot.
Kendrick in to play that tough D on Ryan Hoover. Binion hits them both. Larkin up by 4.
I didn't want to say it before, but right now Binion's perfect. 4 for 4 from the charity stripe.
Ryan Hoover pressured by Kendrick Thomas. Yeager sets the pick, give and go, no dice. Hoover looking for help.
Here's another screen. Good play by Thomas.
Thomas, quick, good position. Hoover, tough shot, it won't go.
Nice
Round
play.
clears, and the refs really letting them play. Binion, as Larkin clings to a 4-point lead. Palmer can't get it to go. Yeager clears. Looks for Hoover. And after all the hammering that's been going on all night, Kendrick Thomas gets called for the hand check.
Berg.
Sinks the free throw.
Hoover, as we said at the end of this season, going to the University of Notre Dame.
And that one's no good.
I knew they'd get him nervous.
And Hornock brings the ball up. We're into crunch time. Larkin pulls it out. They're not in any hurry. Binion thinks about it, looks inside. Brown with the nice inside move. Larkin up by 5.
Chris's first 2 points of the fourth quarter.
Ryan Hoover between the rings. DeVries. Under 1 minute left. The Larkin Royals by 5.
Nice play!
Rejected. Yeager maintains possession. DeVries for 3. In and out. Fritsch can't hit it. Loose ball. Finally, Fritsch hammered by Greg Hornock. 43 seconds left.
For Hornock, that'll be his second personal foul, sending Fritsch to the line, but a good play by David Binion as he checked off that screen. He switched on it, and as Hoover went to that far corner to take that jumper, Binion blocked it.
Onderak back in for the Indians. Bonnell will get a rest. Hononegah really crashing the boards. And Fritsch hits the free throw. He'll earn a second one. And that one won't go, but DeVries gets the rebound. Brown.
Hello.
Slaps it from behind. Gets it over to Palmer. And Hononegah's going to have to foul if they don't get the steal pretty quick. Over, but that's not going to count.
Of course.
I believe Hornock was fouled before the ball even crossed the timeline.
Oh my, that foul is on Hoover. That's his fourth personal. Kendrick's going to come back in the lineup. You see Kendrick at the scorer's table.
32 seconds left. Maybe the 32 longest seconds of Dom Canada's life.
Bonnell and McClarty back in the lineup for Hononegah.
Onderak and Fritsch take a seat as Hononegah puts some of their outside shooters back into the ball game.
Warnock at the line.
Hornock hits it. He's the best free throw shooter on this team, 80% on the season. That puts Larkin back up by 5. And the Hononegah Indians burn a timeout. We're going to keep it here with you, let you soak up a little bit of this atmosphere. 32 seconds left. The winner of this ball game going on to the Rockford Metro Center to play the winner of the De La Salle Rockford-Boylan game.
And unofficially, we had a halftime score. Rockford-Boylan was up on LaSalle Peru by a score of 43-20. Again, that's unofficial. But it looks like Rockford-Boylan, the #1 seed in that Rock Island section. If they should win that one, if Larkin should hold on here, you would have 2 #1 seeds. Rockton Hononegah, the #2 seed in this sectional. So it's 1 versus 2 here, and it's 1 versus 2 there. Which I guess, by the pollsters, is the way you're supposed to have it.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yep.
And a quick reminder for all the news in the Elgin, South Elgin area, plus high school sports, week in, week out, tune into the Elgin Weekend Review. Seen on Channel 6 on Fridays at 6 and 9, Saturday mornings at 9:30 a.m.
Is that with you, big guy?
Yeah, you got it,
That's
Paul.
with you, big guy.
Yeah, that's what I do for a living. We can't have this much fun every night.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't it be great, though?
Oh, yeah. And Hornock will be at the line for the second of his 1-and-1.
This is Hornock's first trip to the charity stripe tonight. All of his other points came on buckets.
The coaching staff advising the Royals, don't foul. Don't foul, whatever you do. And that's long. Binion with the rebound.
Oh!
And it's blocked as he goes back up.
Nice
Hoover
block.
starts up court.
Nice block by Yeager. Yep.
Looks for help. DeVries fakes, shoots. Off the mark, Greg Hornock with the rebound. Looks for help, gets it to Binion, and here we go. Kendrick Thomas will hold. Back to Hornock. We're under 10 seconds left, and the foul committed.
And bye-bye, Mr. Yeager. Yeager's 5th personal, he's out.
Yeager's done, and for all practical purposes, so are the Hononegah Indians.
Yeager finishes the night with 7 points, and Greg Hornock is going to go to the line again.
A little bit of premature celebrating going on. Kendrick Thomas, Matt Schuler. 8 seconds left in this ball game. Larkin up by 5.
Dom Canada telling his troops to clear the free throw line, play defense. Don't want any fouls.
And a lot of high fives being exchanged. Hornock misses deep. Here comes Hoover. The Royals content to sag off. Hoover.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Not a smart play by the Larkin Royals. That'll put Hoover at the line to shoot 3, and the clock will stop.
Bye-bye Kendrick Thomas. He's gone with 5 personals, no points on the night for Kendrick. And you know what his job was to front Ryan Hoover. That was his assignment. And to the extent that Hoover only has 16 points, he's normally averaging about 20 to 25 per game. I think Kendrick did a pretty good job tonight.
And Hoover will be at the line. Best case scenario for the Indians, Hoover hits all 3. And they either steal the ball or foul in a millisecond. Hoover hits the second one.
Puts him within the 3.
And a little bit of cardiac arrest going on here at Chesborough Fieldhouse.
In comes DeCaro.
Hoover will shoot the 3rd one. Basically, Larkin will just have to get the ball in. And he misses on purpose. They can't. Oh, and my friends, that would have counted. Ryan Hoover alertly gets the ball back out. Cannot hit the tray, and Larkin narrowly escapes here at Chesborough Fieldhouse. The place goes crazy. Larkin comes away with the W, 63 to 60, and the security people just can't keep these Larkin fans off the floor. The final here at Chesborough Fieldhouse, the Larkin Royals, an impressive, tenacious, gritty victory. 63 to 60, they defeat the Hononegah Indians. We'll be back with the postgame after this break.
Close your books, class. You have 20 minutes to complete this test. You may begin.
Well, everybody has got to choose. And with your choices, you win or lose. So be strong, keep singing this song. Doing what's right is never wrong.
What's the capital of North Dakota?
So be strong, keep singing this song. Doing what's right is never wrong. So be strong, keep singing this song. Doing what's right is never wrong.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Chesborough Fieldhouse, home of the Elgin Maroons, and more importantly, they go on to the Rockford Metro Center, where they'll face a tough opponent, either De La Salle or Rockford Boylan. There you see the celebration continues. A definite team effort, as it has been all year. And the Hononegah Indians are recognized. They are the runner-up. They played a tough game, a game with a lot of heart. Ryan Hoover A rather off night, caused in part by Kendrick Thomas. That tough defense, Sharik Simpson, Matt Schuler, all switching off. And now it's time to bring the nets down. The fans swarm onto the court, and the traditional net cutting will take place. There you have a look at Greg Zeismer, one of the key guys off that bench all year long for the Larkin Royals. And a jubilant scene. This is a scene the Larkin Royal fans are getting quite used to. Last year they also advanced to the Super Sectional in Rockford, where they lost to a tough Rock Island squad. 6 players from that team made it back this year, and that brings us to where we are today. There you see the net coming down, and a trip to the Rockford Metro Center imminent. We'll be back with a quick chat with one of the stars of the game, Sharik Simpson, after this short break.
If your neighborhood's a little rough, don't get scared, get organized. When neighbors and...
First of all, congratulations, good ball game today. I got to tell you, you seem to be playing a lot more inspired ball than you were early on. Did you make a conscious effort that these games you're going to really come out and try to make a difference?
For the rest of the season, I'm going to come out with all I got. I'm going to show these high school players that I am a varsity player and that I can play some basketball. And I'm going to prove to the coach, too. Because I don't even think he knows yet, but I'm going to show him.
Well, I got to tell you, I think he's getting the message. I got to ask you, a play that was called off, you go up high, and you just threw it down. You look like you were going to hurt somebody, man. You were just dishing out some punishment. Tell me how it feels when you're up there and you're just soaring, you know, through the rafters and stuff.
I don't know. Hey, when I'm up there, hey, I'm just looking to bam it down. I don't care who in my way. Hey, the results will show.
Do you ever consider, do you teach David Binion any of his moves?
I think he already knows it is. I just have my own. He got his own.
All right, now I know a guy just kidding around a little more that you can. Maybe Kendrick Thomas could use a couple lessons, though.
Yeah, he's getting there, too.
Tell me about the defense, Sharik. The defense really seems to be the key. What makes your defense so intense and so effective?
Well, we all try to put our mind on playing good defense, boxing out, and getting rebounds, so we can control the game. If we feel if we get the most rebounds and hold them off the boards, we can control the game, because we can basically score great on offense. But we just got to work on our rebounding and defense. So that's what's helping us do this the rest of the way, our defense.
Is it true that the offense really starts as a result of how tough the defense is?
Yeah. Once our defense gets going, our offense just clicks.
Now, last year, you got to the Super Sectional, and you stumbled a little bit out there. The team did.
Yeah.
They lost to Rock Island. What's it going to take to beat either De La Salle or Rockford Boylan out there in the Metro Center?
Defense and rebounding. That's just about it right there, defense and rebounding. And, well, we've been there before, so a little bit of experience, too. So we'll be ready for them.
And another quick question for you, and this will wrap it up. Tell me what we can expect to see. We'll be out there with you guys on St. Patrick's Day, Tuesday for the game. What can we expect to see Sharik Simpson come out there in the big arena and do?
Have a good game.
All right. That's a promise.
You got it.
All right. Hey, congratulations.
Thanks.
Good luck. We'll be following you guys. And we'll be back with another conversation after this short break on the Intercable. Don't go away. Out there tonight for you. Tell me what happened in the first half.
The refs kind of got to us and slowed our game down a lot and got us kind of upset, but in the second half we got back into it.
Now you had 12 points on the night, I believe that's what we have unofficially, and at times you really seemed to assert yourself, but it was hard because you weren't on the floor a lot because you got into foul trouble.
Yeah, when I got into foul trouble in the first half, it really hurt me, and I couldn't really get in and get into my game, but after a while it slowly came to me.
Now what was the key to the victory tonight?
Defense, guarding Hoover, keeping him from shooting his threes.
Now you guys must really give a lot of credit to Kendrick, to Sharik, to Schuler. They really seem to do a pretty good job, about as good as you can do on Ryan Hoover.
Yeah, they knew what they had to do, and they got out there and did it. And Kendrick and all three of them are very good defensive players, and they did a real good job.
Now you guys went last year out to Rockford, and it was there that you stumbled a little bit. Now, I know one of your goals early on was to get back out there, but you had a bigger goal, and that was to win the Super Sectional. What's it going to take for you guys to pull off the W?
Well, we're going to have to keep our composure and keep our defense playing and keep playing well, and we should do it very well.
Now, we heard that Boylan is the team that won that game, Have you had any time to think about Rockford Boylan and how to prepare for them?
No, we haven't. We just pretty much were preparing for this game, and we haven't had time at all to think about Boylan.
Now, it looks like you had a good time out there tonight.
Yeah, I did. It was real fun.
It's always a lot more fun when you win, too.
Yes, it is.
All right, I want to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you out at the Rockford Metro Center. Okay. Hey, you guys bring back the W. We'd like to see you head down to Champaign.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, David.
Thanks a lot.
And we'll be back with Coach Dom Canada after this short break on the Intercable. Stay with us.
The man.
Last year,
Dog.
you helped this man close an embarrassing chapter in his life. At a literacy center for adults, funded through your local United Way.
All right, joining us, head coach Dom Canada. Dom, tell me about the ball game. It seemed like in times you played really well again, and at times you struggled a little bit.
Well, I think it fit the scenario for most of our games, the last probably 6 or 7 games, where we've gotten a lead early. And that's what we tried to do, to get control of the game, and we did that. But I think we got a little sloppy. We had some fast breaks that we thought we had, and we threw the ball away, which really hurt us. And there were some shots that were missed inside that I know I felt that maybe we got fouled on. But regardless, we had to make those shots. I think there were 5 inside shots we missed during the second half. You know, you make those 5 shots, and you got another 10 points, and you're still ahead by 13, 15 points. So I think that was the difference. We got a little too carried away on trying to really put them away, and we made some mistakes in there that were costly.
Now, that's something I wanted to ask you about. I didn't want to bring it up with the players because I know you don't like them to dwell on it, but the officiating really seemed to leave a lot to be desired tonight.
Yeah, I thought they were really getting bodied inside. David was, and I think Sean Palmer got hit several times inside. But, you know, that's part of the game, and you have to learn to adjust to that and make do with it. And, you know, you can complain about the referees, but if you lose the game, nobody cares. So we have to just go on with that.
You know, and I'm not against the physical game, but it seemed like they were inconsistent. They would let a lot of banging go on.
On one side.
On one side, and then they'd call the other side for a hand check.
I think it was because one referee was letting it go and the other referee wasn't. That's what the case was out there.
Now, we can look past that. You got away with the W. You escaped. Tell me about the job that your trio did on Ryan Hoover.
I thought they did a pretty good job. You know, he did get loose a couple times, but we really tired him out there in the second quarter. And they couldn't hit a basket, and we were able to increase our lead to 15, 16 points. And we wanted to try to do that in the third quarter, but it didn't quite work out that way. I thought we held them scoring, but we couldn't score. I thought that was a big problem for us. But I thought they did a decent job. We made some silly mistakes out there, but overall I think they did a good job playing defense, and I thought Sherrick played an excellent game when he came off the bench.
Now we look ahead to the Rockford Metro Center in a matchup with Rockford Boylan. Everybody has been talking about this matchup for quite a while, and now it's going to happen. The 2 #1 seeds clashing in the Super Sectional. What are you going to need to come out of Rockford with the W?
We're going to have to play a little smarter than we did this evening. Now, I think one thing, we won't have to concentrate on just one player. You know, they have a balanced team, and there's no Ryan Hoover that's going to carry them with 35 or 40 points. So I think that'll fit better with our team, with the type of team we have. You know, I have a balanced team, and I think we concentrate too much on Hoover at certain times tonight. I thought we just were so worried about him, people running all over around him, and he passed the ball inside, and they got some easy shots. So I think we'll be able to just concentrate on their 5 players against our 5 players, and I know they play an up-tempo game, and they play man-to-man, and we play man-to-man. It should be a heck of a game.
Yeah, it should be a lot of running. And that could bode well for you because, as you've already mentioned, you have such a deep team. Most high school teams come with 7 guys off the bench, maybe 8 occasionally. You have 10 guys that you feel comfortable putting out on the floor.
10 I can play in a game like that, and we're not going to get hurt. And since they're missing their leading scorer, I think it'll even it up and make the odds a little more in our favor. You know, I think we have a good chance maybe to beat them there. It's going to be tough because it's going to be in Rockford. You know, and they're going to have a big crowd, and hopefully we'll have a big crowd there too. But we played there before, and I think one advantage we have, I have 6 seniors that were in the Super Sectional, and they've never been there before as a team.
And now I know this group has got to be hungry. They had a taste of it last year. Randy Engel was really the big gun last year, and now it's their turn, and they have the experience under their belt, and this team, tell me, they really want to go down to Champaign.
They wanted to get to this game that we're going to be going to Tuesday, and from there they're going to do anything they can. At least they're going to play as hard as they can. They know how it feels to step on that floor, the pressure of that game, and they know the mistakes we made last year. You know, we only lost by 8 points, but they're really hungry to go there and come away with a win. They didn't really care who we play.
Okay, well, good luck. And
thank you.
Hey, Coach, bring us home the victory.
Okay, thanks.
All right, good luck in that ball game. We'll be back with Paul to wrap up this contest in just a moment. Stay with us.
last year, you helped this man experience life after death because someone learned CPR at the Red Cross, funded through your local United Way.
And John Mercure back with Paul Lepic. And Paul, boy, a game that just stops the heart. Cardiac arrest, if you will, here at Chesbrough Fieldhouse. But in the end, led by a balanced attack, the Larkin Royals bring home the W.
Absolutely. They win 63-60 with the victory. Larkin now 27 wins, 3 losses. Let's take you through the leading scorers. First, they were led in scoring by Sherrick Simpson with 13, followed by David Binion with 12, Sean Palmer with 10, Matt Schuler with 9. You got Greg Hornock with 9, Chris Brown with 8, and Greg Ziesmer with 2 for that 63 points. And for Hononegah, with their 60 points, they're led in scoring by Ryan Hoover with 18. And you've got Bonnell with 12, Fritsch with 12. You've got DeVries with 6, DeCara with 3, Onderek with 2, and Yeager with 7 points. But I tell you, good controlling inside on Yeager. Yeager only with 7. And I still say that you held Hoover. Hoover had 18, but it was a quiet 18. A lot of them from the free throw line tonight.
And that really had to be the key to the ball game. It sounds like a broken record, but week in, week out, game in, game out, it seems like that tenacious, pesky defense has been the key to the game.
Absolutely. On the final stats here for rebounding, Hononegah led in rebounding over Larkin 18-16. Turnovers, it was 16-14, but in the free throw line, that was the difference tonight in the ball game. Larkin 11 for 15 from the charity stripe, but Hononegah 13 out of 20 with a 3-point win by Larkin. You have to look at that free throw line, and Hononegah did not do so well tonight from the charity stripe.
Okay, and the Larkin Royals do enough to get by and to get the W against a tough Hononegah squad coming from Rockton. And now they go home to the Rockford area and the Larkin Royals next Tuesday.
I tell you, it's been the matchup since the start of the year. Rockford-Boylan, the #1 seed, really out of that region. It's been said all along. Larkin Royals gaining some respect as they've been going through this sectional. They were the #1 seed. They will continue on to the Rockford Metro Center. A lot of people are starting to take notice of the varied offense of this Larkin Royal Ball Club. It ought to be a dandy ball game at the Rockford Metro Center.
And it should be a good one. For Paul Lepic, I'm John Mercure. And Paul, I'll see you in Rockford.
See you in Rockford.
And make sure you tune in to Channel 6 and join us as we bring you that game from the Rockford Metro Center. For Paul Lepic, I'm John Mercure. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.